Alright guys, functional range conditioning and rails and pails are a fantastic way of gaining useful mobility across any joint. Specifically what I'm getting into right now is the 90-90 position, and what I want to focus on is my back leg for internal rotation. So a couple good things with this one is closing that angle or decreasing the availability for this hip on my left side here, and then still being able to try to lift my heel into internal rotation actively off the ground, right? Another fantastic exercise is increasing that angle, so opening this angle with my left hip, lifting off that ground nice and easily, simply able to lift that up, right? But trying to keep that foot off the ground as I slowly controlled back up or close that angle, and it makes it feel a little bit more difficult, again, using the muscles of my anterolateral and a little bit of posterolateral hip to keep that heel off the ground as I close that angle. All right, a great variation using functional range conditioning principles with controlled articular rotations. A guy named Claudio over at Achieve Fitness North Haven showed me this one, or put it on Instagram, and I stole it because I loved it. So great job there, Claudio. I'll tag him below. What we want to get into is this sideline position, packing our shoulder, locking down the lower part of my pelvis here, and with my left leg now, I'm going to go through controlled articular rotations. Throughout this move, I'm trying to push my anterior superior iliac spine, or that hip pointer, forward so that I'm not drifting or sagging through my pelvis. So what I'm going to start with is just lifting my leg up off the ground, already starting an internal rotation. As I'm trying to keep this high up off the ground, holding that internal rotation, I should start feeling almost a little cramp or use through this anterolateral or maybe even posterolateral part of my hip here, going all the way through that range of motion, holding internal rotation. All right guys, last variation of working on internal rotation of my left hip. This one came from a modified version of what Adam Wolf posted just a little bit ago. I'll tag him below as well so you can look at his video, but great stuff here. Getting up on a bench just might create a little bit easier structure for me in getting into this position, but I have my left leg up, heel back on this side. I'm gonna open my position just a little bit, or open my hips just a little bit so I can feel a stretch across the anterior side. Now either going through lift-offs, rails, pails like this, or as he shows, opening up or using my upper torso to push me further into this side, building more internal rotation, so I'm driving my pelvis this way, but then using my left heel to push down and push me back this way as I go through that movement, building more useful mobility.